Welcome back to Living 757. I am so excited to have this next guest back on the show. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to the author of the Finlay Donovan series, Elle Cosimano. Hi.
Hello, it's so good to be back.
I know, it's so good to have you back. I was telling you before we got started, but when I got the email with the transcript for the next book, I was probably the happiest human on the planet. How have you been?
We've been so busy. I mean, it just seems like yesterday I was there in the studio with you. We've had a lot going on. Time
I
has passed
know.
quickly.
I know. And last time we saw you, Finlay Donovan was digging her own grave, right? And now she's crossing the line. So what kind of trouble are her and Vero getting into in this new book that's about to release?
Finlay Donovan and her partner in crime are always getting into some kind of trouble, and this one is an absolute delight. I had so much fun writing this. In this installment, Finlay is crossing the state line from Virginia to Maryland to rescue her partner in crime and her best friend, Vero Ruiz, who has been detained in connection with a crime that was committed in her past. And we've alluded to it in the backstory throughout the series. And I know readers are very, very eager to finally solve the mystery of who stole the ill-gotten sorority gains that she has been accused of running off with. And so we are going on an adventure to Maryland to see if we can sleuth out the real thief and bring Vero home.
And who doesn't love a good, like, sorority house mystery drama, right? This book pivots from kind of focusing more on Finlay to focusing on Vero. So how did it feel kind of making that switch?
Yeah, this was really interesting because these books the whole series is written from Finlay's point of view. And so I've spent the entire series in kind of
Right.
deeply rooted in Finlay's head and from her voice. And here, we're still in that first person point of view in Finlay's head, but we're we're solving Vero's crime. We're digging into her backstory. We're meeting her family. We're seeing where she grew up. We're meeting the friends that she left behind in Maryland. And so for me it meant a lot of kind of exploring and investigating. Who is Vero? Where did she come from? What was her family like? What was her childhood like?
Right.
Where did she live? And so I got to see all of those things for the first time before sitting down to write the book. And that was really exciting and different. It was also really challenging as the storyteller to reveal all of those elements of her backstory and reveal the clues and kind of tell the story from outside of her own perspective. And
Right.
so I had to see it from Finlay's point of view. And on one hand, from the mystery element, that was really fun because Finlay's sort of in the dark about the backstory behind the mystery too. And so it sort of made her, in a sense, almost unreliable because she can only tell us but so much.
Right.
But it was also a challenge because, I had to stay very close to the heart of the story and Vero's family and find a way to do that through Finlay's point of view. So sort of entrenching her in that
Right.
world, immersing her in that world so that she could really kind of tell the full story. And so it was a challenge from a storytelling point of view, but I loved it. I had the best time writing it.
Well, I have gotten about halfway through in the last few days. I had to reread the last one because I just wanted to before I started the next one. But you have done it beautifully in everything that I've read thus far. Now, I have to be very frank. I live for the hot and steamy moments between Finlay and Nick, the hot cop. So how many of those type of moments can we expect in this next book?
Yes, a lot of readers are asking that question. They are loving the relationship, this budding new relationship between Finlay and her hot cop Nick. And so, that was a challenge too, because in this installment, Finlay is sort of leaving her home turf. She's leaving home. And so I had to make the decision as I was writing, are we bringing Nick along for the ride? And I thought, well, here's an opportunity to kind of build upon this blooming relationship and see, how serious are we getting and how committed is he
Right.
really? And so we do see quite a bit of Nick kind of bookending this story, but but in a very, very different way. And I don't necessarily want to spoil that for readers. I want
Right.
that to be a treat and a surprise. But we do see Nick playing a big role at home. I'll just say that. And I will say that, and you haven't gotten there yet, but I will say the end of this story packs a really, really big, twisty reveal. And so,
Ooh.
and some of that does involve Nick. So I'm excited to see readers discover that. I think they're going to have a lot of fun with this one.
Well, thank you for telling me that, because now I'm never going to sleep tonight until I'm done with this book. You made a big announcement. There will be more books coming in the series. Can you tell our viewers quickly about the next 3?
We had a really, really amazing announcement this week. I was really excited to share it with our readers. We have just announced that the publisher has contracted for 3 more Finlay Donovan books. So books 8, 9, and 10, which are slated for 2028, 2029, and 2030. And so right now, just as we are right now, we're looking at a 10-book series, with obviously the potential for more, and we'll see how many more
Yes.
readers want. But for now, you all can look forward to several more books on the way.
And you do have a stop on your book tour here in Virginia. Can you very quickly tell the viewers where they can find you?
Yes, absolutely. Book tour starts this week, and I will be at the Lyceum Theater in Old Town Alexandria with Old Town Books on Monday, March 23rd. And you can get those tickets through Old Town Books in Alexandria.
Perfect. Elle, thank you so much, and we cannot wait to have you back on very, very soon.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Me too. Thank you.